Okay, so we are recording, and this is the Blooming Buds server KDOT halftime discussion event. We have myself, Brianna Carmel, vocalist of Blooming Heads. We have Dullan Music, who
Yo,
is a
yo.
UK musician, and we have our friend Maxlen, who is basically the Blooming Heads photographer. Um,
Hello.
Yeah, and basically, correct me if I'm wrong, Dullan, but like you're probably more familiar with like Kendrick's whole discography than I am, like, right?
Yeah, I've been a fan of his for probably about like 10 years now, I think. I saw him
Word.
at like I didn't really know much about his music beforehand, well, obviously before you listen to anyone, but I knew he was playing at a festival that I was attending in 2015 and we
Nice.
just so happened to watch it. I knew he was a rapper, but I didn't know, like, I think at that time I was still maybe like a bit of a sort of like rock purist and like, oh, all rap music is bad, or
Yeah,
like, I don't think I was still thinking of that at that time, but I think I was just coming out of that sort of phase of my life where I was like, actually appreciating other forms of music.
right.
Um, and yeah, so I was particularly not like the biggest fan of rap, but then you come across Kendrick on stage and he has this like jazz band and
Yeah,
he's rapping about like kind of all kinds of things that I hadn't really heard in like the sort of the charts necessarily, that
right.
you hear the sort of more popular stuff. So that was around the time T-Pab, or To Pimp a Butterfly, came out. Um, so I got really into him sort of around that time and was listening to that album a bunch. I love that album. It's one of my favorites, and yeah, kind of been into him since then, really, through
Yeah,
Damn, and um, I still haven't listened to Mr. Morale yet. I was
yeah.
just like, I think I was just like super busy at the time, and I hadn't listened to him for a while. But also like he'd worked with some like questionable people on that album, like Kodak Black, who's had like sort of various allegations against him,
Mm,
and it's like, I think he was like trying to make a point with that. I don't really know the whole context behind it,
right.
but yeah, it just never really sat right with me, so I didn't really listen to that. But then yeah, obviously all this beef came out, and it's always exciting. Like in the UK, we've had like all kinds of rap beefs with like
Yeah.
Stormzy and Chip and Wiley and various grime artists. Um, so yeah, it's always fun to have a good hip hop feud. We've not had like a good big one in a while.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and yeah, I was just kind of thinking, because obviously it's been like 10 years, well, nearly 10 years since I first saw him.
Mm,
To like now see him 10 years later, still kind of on top, and
yeah.
just like ascending even more. It just feels kind of very rewarding, I guess.
Yeah. That's so awesome. Yeah. I'm not like as familiar with like the entire discography as you are. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. So I was just telling my partner about this. My introduction to Kendrick Lamar was, I believe, in like, God, what year did that song come out? I want to say like 2014, but I don't know if that's right. Um, Basically, as everyone here knows, I am a huge Paramore fan.
Hmm.
And Hayley Williams from Paramore is friends with Taylor Swift. And Taylor Swift did
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, Taylor Swift had a music video for like a new version of her song Bad Blood with Kendrick Lamar like rapping a couple verses or something in
I
it.
remember the release of that
Yeah,
so well.
I know.
I've been
And
a
like
Swiftie since I was 5.
I know. And oh wow. Wow, that's crazy, Max. Oh my God.
Right?
But
First artist I ever got into on my own.
yeah, oh my God. But yeah, so that was like, cuz I watched that video because I'm not necessarily like a Swiftie, but I'm a big Paramore fan. So when I heard that Haley was going to be in this Taylor video, I was like, "Oh, I'll check that
Oh yeah,
out."
she was in the video. Yeah.
Yeah. She is the Crimson Curse. And yeah. And it's funny because like I'm not, like I said, I am not a Swiftie. I'm not necessarily like a fan of Taylor Swift's music. But I did, even as a teenager, I really enjoyed Kendrick's verse in that song. And that was kind
Yeah,
of like the main thing I knew him from for a long time. And I didn't really, because I'm not like a huge hip hop head myself. Like I appreciate it, but I don't like go looking for it necessarily. So I didn't really like get into, I think I had lots of people like in my circle talking about To Pimp a Butterfly when it came out,
mm.
but the real thing that kind of brought him into like my attention sphere, I guess, was the Drake beef. And
Oh, really? So it's kind of recent then.
yeah, and then like as a result of the Drake beef, my partner has been listening to him more, and my partner's the one who showed me some of the songs from like Damn and stuff
Mm.
like that. So I'm like I'm
Yeah,
mostly familiar with like the beef and some of the tracks from Damn and like GNX. I'm not really familiar with
yeah,
anything like before Damn, really.
yeah. Fair. Well, yeah, I definitely recommend, one evening if you can, just
Yeah.
sitting down, putting some headphones on, and put on To Pimp a Butterfly. I don't know how long it is. I think it's like over an hour,
Oh
but it's
wow.
like
There's lots of skits in it, right? Because
Ooh.
yeah.
I heard that there were like some of the skits in the Super Bowl thing were apparently in reference to like To Pimp a Butterfly. That's what I heard online.
Um,
I could be wrong though. I don't
yeah,
really know the lore
maybe.
like that.
Yeah, I must have missed it. I haven't really gone back and sort of like watched it properly.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, I've watched like a few things, so yeah, I might have missed it.
That's fair and valid. I was curious if as to whether or not you caught
Yeah.
any
Well, I
references
mean,
he
I
may have
guess
had.
yeah, I mean, I guess like the whole like Uncle Sam thing, I
Yeah,
suppose.
I think that
Um,
was what I was seeing people
yeah,
talking about.
yeah, that was the yeah. But besides that, yeah, I'm
I
not too
got
sure.
more focused on the references within like the attire and perform and like the dancer side of performance rather
Right.
than
I
words.
love
That's what
his
I was more familiar with.
dancers. Yeah.
And like the same bodies that made up the flag laying on the ground dead later on, essentially.
Yeah.
Like that was such a cool detail, along with the diamond wing brooch thing on the hat, which to
Yeah.
me it seems like a nod to Hermes and the Messenger.
Oh, I didn't even fucking consider that. That's amazing. That would be cool if that was the
Right?
intention.
I mean, there was
Yeah.
the A minor necklace.
I know. I was just gonna comment on that. Yeah. But yeah, gosh. Okay. So I'm trying to think of where to go from because I know Dullan had some thoughts like in particular. I don't know like how you want to
Um,
proceed
yeah,
there,
well,
but
I mean, I guess like kind of overall, um, I mean, it's funny speaking about like kind of his whole discography,
yeah.
because I think that was maybe my main downside. Like, I did enjoy it overall, but the main thing, um, that I wasn't as keen on was just the fact that like there wasn't really anything pre-Damn like
Yeah.
in the set list. It was like mostly GNX,
Yeah.
with like all the stars and like Humble and DNA,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like Kendrick is very much someone who's like always kind of in the moment. He doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
like go like it wasn't like a greatest hits so much. It was very
Right.
much something that he if he had to do it now, then it was going to be what was happening now.
Right.
Um, so I don't mind that as much. I think that was just my initial reaction to it. But now it's not like as big a deal after just kind of
Yeah.
sort of coming to terms with that. But yeah, I think, and another thing was also again just like I've watched a lot of Super Bowl halftime shows,
Mm.
and I think it was like very different in just how like how dark it was and how low
Right.
key.
It
I
stood
think
out.
maybe again just know that it was all just to do with expectations really, and I
Yeah.
think he just kind of did what he wanted,
Yeah.
and I think I'm just kind of like I'm trying to sort of readjust my opinion based on just what it was rather than what I expected it to be.
Right, yeah.
Because like again, you think of there was just so much about like, oh, there's going to be a surprise at the halftime show. There's going to be this. There's going to be that.
Yeah,
Oh, what's he going to do?
so much
But there wasn't.
speculation.
Yeah, but it didn't really like deliver on that.
Yeah,
Like he took out Scissor and that was cool. I'm a big fan of Scissor.
yeah,
But besides that, it was just kind of like, will he or won't he do Not Like Us?
yeah,
But I mean, obviously, like all the messaging and like the imagery and stuff was also like, and the framing device with like Sam Jackson, that was all incredible.
yes,
So
yeah,
like, it's like I don't want to make it sound like I don't think it was like a really great like sort of artistic statement.
yeah,
I'm just kind of walking you through like my sort of thought
yeah.
process,
That makes
like
sense.
before and after. But yeah, I did enjoy it overall. It was just kind of thinking like, just knowing it was Kendrick, and like whenever he does anything, it's always like the best ever. So I'm just like, okay, I was just expecting like the best Super Bowl of all time. Like,
I
I
mean,
mean, yeah.
I don't know. So maybe I don't know. Like, do you feel, is there like another Super Bowl show that comes to mind that you feel like tops this
Um,
one?
I mean, there's like I'll have to go back and watch them to be honest, but like
Uh-huh.
obviously you have like Prince, you have Springsteen,
Right.
Paul McCartney, Michael Jackson. You have all these big ones. I don't know if it, but I guess it didn't need to like sort of reach those heights because again, it's like I think to do that it needed to have some sort of like grand scale, and again, it's just its own thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think maybe I was just like expecting like like Tyler the Creator or like
Yeah.
Taylor Swift to like come out or something because I think Tyler released like a teaser that was sort of like football or like sport themed like the week before the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and he's obviously I don't know if you watched the pop out show that Kendrick did.
I
I
have
think it
not
was on
watched that
Juneteenth.
yet.
Yeah, he came out on that. So obviously like,
Yeah.
and I think there's a lyric on Tyler's album. I think it's on his album or one of like the freestyles he dropped.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a line where he's like, I'm the biggest in the city after Kenny or something like that.
Yeah.
So I just thought that or like Doechii even as well. Like, but again, like
Yeah.
maybe it's just not as like. Yeah, I think I was just kind of again going into it with like my kind of normal like typical Super Bowl halftime show mindset that was like, oh, this person's going to
Yeah.
come out and then there's going to be a big fireworks and big display of things,
Yeah.
but it was just it like subverted that, and then I'm like, oh, okay, it was this instead, and now I'm just kind of like readjusting
Yeah.
basically.
I kind of felt like, how do I even, okay. So I'm not like a big sports guy, right? So
Mm.
like and the only reason I have even like seen the past few Super Bowls or so is mostly because of like work.
Yeah.
Because I work at a bar and stuff. So the context that I was kind of, how do I even say it? Like, I guess the mindset that I had going into it was like, because the only other two halftime shows that I have seen like recently that I can think of, even like now off the top of my head, are the one last year with Rihanna and
Yeah.
the one, it wasn't the year before that. I think it was literally like 2020 before, or maybe even,
Yeah, that was at the
maybe
weekends one.
it might have been 2019 now that I'm thinking about it. I don't really remember. I just remember in early,
Oh, yeah, Maroon 5.
no,
God, not the Maroon 5 one.
oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember, I don't remember what year this Super Bowl was. I just remember in early 2020, I went to go visit some family in like a state over in Arizona. And my aunt was raving to me about some Super Bowl halftime show that had happened like maybe before this trip.
Mm.
But the trip, I'm trying to figure out if it must have been like the year, because this was like February 2020. So I'm thinking this show must have been from like this time 2019.
Yeah.
And if I have that right, I don't know. But she was raving to me about this halftime show with J-Lo and Shakira. And I watched that with her, and I thought
Yeah.
that one like impressed me more than the Rihanna one did. Um, Not that I was like unimpressed with Rihanna. Rihanna's amazing. I guess for me, it's like with with the J-Lo Shakira one, because Jennifer Lopez is Puerto Rican like I am.
Mm.
So there was a part of me that was like, hell yeah, like the representation. And I was stoked for Kendrick because I feel that with Kendrick, but like in a different way. Because
Yeah.
I'm not from Compton, but I am from California. I am from Sacramento. And I do kind of like, I don't know, there's just, because, I'm not as like familiar with the entire catalog of his work. But as I've been
Mm.
seeing like, basically, because I watched the Not Like Us music video,
Yeah.
and I also watched the Squabble Up music video.
Mm.
And I don't know about like every music video he's ever done, but because I haven't watched them all. But my thoughts
Yeah.
watching those two were like, I love how like joyous this feels with like the
Mm.
dancers and stuff. Like this feels like a party in California that I have been to,
Sure.
if that makes sense. Like,
Mhm.
and yeah, I was just stoked to see him kind of bring that energy to the fucking Super Bowl. I was like, that's our fucking boy. Like, I don't know. That was kind of my take on it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no, again, I was just looking at a list of yeah, the Super Bowls as you were kind of trying to remember which year was
Yeah.
which. Um yeah, like I don't really remember being like all too impressed. Like I think just by default, like they're all like really good just because of
Yeah.
like how much production there is and like how much
Right.
work it is to execute them.
Mm.
And like yeah, Kendrick's is obviously up there. Again, I don't like I feel like I've kind of led with the sort of
It was,
negatives,
yeah.
but like it's not that it's bad, it's more just like it's me, it's not
It's
him.
not him, it's
I'm
me.
like
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like I need to like readjust my expectations because I had like different things. I was judging it for what it wasn't
Yeah.
basically.
Mm.
um and obviously for what it was is incredible, especially for
Yeah.
like the time we're in. To do it in front of like Donald Trump and like whoever else as
Right.
well.
That blew my mind. He said fucking the revolution's about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy in front of Donald Trump. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm kind of astounded that like has the president gone to the Super Bowl before? Is that like a
No,
thing
this
that
was the
they
first
do?
from
No.
what I've seen.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I
why is he
think
there?
yeah, they're
Because he
making a
doesn't have
big
work
thing.
anymore.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
He
They're
gave it
making
all
a
to
big thing
Musk.
about how it's the first one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's so interesting. I'm not even, I don't know if I feel like, I don't know. That's like a lot to unpack for me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Yeah, base TLDR, don't like it. Yeah, for sure.
Shouldn't it?
Yeah.
On
Although I
one
do
hand,
love
it's
how
cool,
the
but at the
Eagles
same time,
won.
it shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, like, do you know how, like, when the Eagles won last time, they, like, refused to go to the White House?
I didn't know that because I'm not a sports guy, but that's kind of amazing. Go
Yeah,
Birds.
so, and I don't know, like, I imagine they might have done the same thing. Yeah, basically, they don't like
Yeah.
Trump,
Yeah.
the Philadelphia Eagles, but the Chiefs are very, chummy with him, so.
Interesting. Wow. Go
It's a team.
Birds.
Eagles, from what I've seen, are very much like pro diversity, and then
Yeah.
Chiefs are MAGA.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Understood.
yeah.
Wow, that's wild. The sports
Yeah.
politics.
Yeah, like, I do like American football, but I just like it's really hard to actually catch any games over here. So I just kind
Yeah.
of like I try and just sort of casually sort of pay attention, like just keep up with it.
Yeah.
Take a glance when I can. But I do love the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like it's always a fun event to watch. My first Super Bowl that I actually watched, I was at university, and it was at the like the university bar. Basically, they were
Yeah.
showing it, and that was Coldplay's halftime show.
How was that? Oh my God. I
Yeah,
haven't
where
seen
they
that
brought
one.
out
Oh, that was a
where
good one.
they brought out Beyonce and Bruno Mars as well,
Oh my God.
and that to me is probably like my favorite halftime show. And I think maybe there's just a bit of bias with like sort of actually being actually watching it live, but also being with like loads of other people watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
I
it
mean, the
was
experience like that goes in or ties into it too.
it was just very fun, and it was very wholesome, and I think it's like a lot more memorable. Like I don't even really like I probably watched like Lady Gaga's and Justin Timberlake's, but I just don't really remember them.
That's how I feel about Rihanna's. I remember, like, I know I watched it because I remember like watching the Wicked trailer, but I don't really
Yeah.
remember, like, nothing about Rihanna's performance really like stood out to me, I guess.
Mm.
I kind of feel like that with the Katy Perry one too.
Yeah, that was
That,
around the same time, wasn't it?
oh yeah, that would make sense. I feel like, wow.
I see
Yeah.
clips from it and like I don't remember any of that, despite
Yeah.
knowing I watched it.
Yeah. How long have we been at this? Let me look at the timer. Oh, okay. Well, we've been at this for about 22 minutes. I don't know if anyone has any other like thoughts.
um, Not particularly. I mean, again, just really cool stuff with the staging and the video game sort of
Mm-hmm.
references, and I think there was a bit, there was like in the audience. I think the lights they had in the audience kind of like lit up different ways, so they're like spelt out
Yeah.
certain
Yeah, I
things. I think like
saw Wrong Way,
like
Game
halfway through,
Over.
it said like warning, wrong way or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which again, that was like a kind of interesting thing.
Yeah.
I think it was
I
cool that
saw
he did
someone say
Euphoria.
that part of the stage design was Squid Games-esque at the start too. I
Yeah, I
didn't
see
pick up
that.
on that because I didn't watch that show, but like I love what they did with the stage and seeing Good Day Young on the stage, circling back to Paramore.
Dude, that blew my mind. Yeah. Fucking, I don't know if you know about, because I just messaged Max about it, Dullan, but Hayley Williams from Paramore has like a hair dye company. And
Okay.
you know how like right before he did Not Like Us, Kendrick's like, "Hey
Yeah.
ladies, yes dye," and the
Yeah.
ladies had like the split black red hair. The
Yeah.
red was Good Dye Young apparently, which is Hayley's hair
Oh,
dye
okay.
company.
Oh, very cool. It all comes
Yeah,
back to Hayley.
it all comes back to Hayley Williams,
It
truly.
does.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, you go ahead. I was gonna say I had a thought, but I forgot it
Oh.
because I
um.
just got excited.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, even though I was like hoping for maybe All Right, which is a song from Pimp A Butterfly.
Uh-huh.
I don't. You might know it. It's the one that goes like, "We gonna be all right.
Oh,
We
I do
gonna
know
be
that
all right."
song. Oh my
Yeah, and that
God,
was like,
yes.
Okay,
a
I've
big
heard that one.
song around like there was some like BLM protests back in like
Yeah.
2015. It was like really big around then. I was hoping for that maybe, or like Drink, or there were just a ton of songs because like it would have been really relevant.
Yeah.
But again, I just know how like sort of forward thinking he is and how much he likes to
Yeah.
stay in the moment. So that's all fine. He did what he wanted to do rather than
Yeah.
what everyone expected.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. What I was going to say was I was also surprised, pleasantly surprised that he did Euphoria, which was the other diss track.
Yes, okay.
And
So
maybe my favorite diss track of like the whole beef.
yeah, Euphoria was really good. Wait, so I feel like, because I've rewatched it a couple times. maybe it's all just like blurring together for me. I don't remember
Yeah.
Euphoria being in it.
He's like walking down the sort of the main sort of platform bit.
Like at the
Um,
beginning?
no, it's like halfway through, and he's
Oh, okay.
going like it's after DNA.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I think he's like on the stairs with like the American flag sort of
Mm.
divided American flag thing, and then he walks down, and that's when he's like, have you ever played? Have you ever, have you ever walked your enemy
Oh,
down with the poker
yes.
face?
Okay.
Yeah,
That is from
he
Euphoria.
doesn't do the whole song.
Yeah, I
He just
couldn't
does like a snippet
remember.
of it.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what song that was from, but I did
Yeah,
recognize that part. That's amazing that he got another diss track in there.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But it
Yeah.
was cool. Yeah, he did mostly GNX really, didn't he? It was like
Yeah.
1, 2, 5. Yeah, like 7 GNX tracks or something like that.
Hmm. I feel like that kind of makes sense because I mean, I know it's like the Super Bowl or whatever, but I know like when artists tour and stuff, they typically mostly
Sure,
play the
yeah,
songs off of whatever album just came out or
yeah,
whatever. So I was kind of expecting mostly GNX. I was pleasantly surprised by like DNA, honestly.
yeah, fair. 'Cause I think Coldplay might have even done like the sort of more recent stuff
Hmm.
at the time when I think about it. But yeah, um, but yeah, it's cool. And then obviously like Scissor was great as
Yeah.
well. I just listened to her. I was just listening to her today actually while I was making dinner. I had the SOS album on.
Nice.
She's really great.
I'll
I've
have to
been a
check
fan of
her
hers
out
for a
more.
while.
Yeah, I'll have to check her
Yeah, I've
out
been meaning to do
more.
the same.
Yeah, 'cause I've never really like listened to her stuff. I just like know her name because her name's everywhere. But when I heard her on the
Yeah,
Kendrick album, I was like, "Oh my God, their voices sound so pretty together." Like what? It was like really tickling the itch in my
yeah,
like vocalist nerd brain. I was like, "This is beautiful. Oh my God."
yeah. She's such a good singer. And I think she's like kind of like underrated in terms of like the kind of broader like pop culture. I mean,
Yeah.
I know she's everywhere, but like I just feel like she doesn't get like as
No,
much
I know what
credit
you
as she should.
mean. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Sis is great though.
Yeah. And then obviously they did the Black Panther song as well, which was fun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think. I'm like scanning my brain because I'm trying to remember if there were any other things I like or any other opinions or thoughts I had.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, Mustard appearance was fun as well. I like that
Mustard. Oh my God.
when
Yeah,
he
he
came
was
out.
just vibing. That was great.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Um
you know what? Let's look through the chat. Huh. Oh, the
yeah.
fucking the
I
video
thought
is
yeah, and
mixed in the
just
chat, but that's fine.
yeah, a lot of the yeah, just like the set design as well. Like I love the sort of lamppost bit
Yeah.
where they did Man at the Garden, I think it was, um, or
Yes.
Peekaboo,
Yeah.
maybe just before Peekaboo actually.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it was very well like choreographed and staged. It was very just very minimal. Um,
Yeah, I think the only other thought I really had was like, how do I go back to fucking, here we go. Uh, the only other thought I really had, and this was just something that I liked, I just appreciated how like the camera work at the Super Bowl was so similar to his camera work like in his music videos, like show like rotating and
oh
showing the different dancers and
yeah,
stuff. I was
yeah,
like,
I
this
noticed
feels
that
like a
too.
Kendrick video. Like this is
Yeah, the
awesome.
the Peekaboo bit was kind of like the Not Like Us
Yeah,
video a bit. Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
for
Yeah.
sure.
The
Yeah, I
camera
thought
work
that
was
was sick.
incredible. I would
Yeah,
have loved to sit there and just watch how they all move because they
I
only get one take
know.
with that. That is the
Yeah.
literal like one take right there.
Yeah, like one or done for real. Yeah. I was amazed by
You
that.
don't get a chance to redo.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, it's a Kendrick video in front of all of America live. Like, that's amazing. But yeah, I think that was the only other thought I had. Overall, I, my original opinion stands triple A plus 10 out of 10 over 9,000. Um, that is
Real.
my, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I just loved how like like also like seeing online, like on Twitter and stuff, just how many people like also didn't get it as well. There was some people saying like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I love the American symbolism. Yes,
I
patriotism
saw
is
that on
back," and all of that.
Threads.
Like,
yeah. Like y'all missed the point. It flew over your head.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. In another server I'm in, cause I was screaming about it in like multiple servers that I'm in, right? And there was in one of the servers I'm in, someone, I started a conversation about it, and someone said that their grandpa texted them about the show just to say none of those were songs. And I can't, that feels like knowing that it was a grandpa adds like context, but I just can't imagine like literally like watching music, regardless of
yeah,
whether or not it's music you like. Like a show is happening, there is
I I
production, it
saw
is
a video of
music.
a
Like,
I saw a video of an older lady, probably close to my great grandmother's age when she passed, like
yeah,
really get into the beat. It's like, why can't you just be like that? Why can't you just, hear something new and learn to get into it?
yeah, or
You don't
just
have to
go
go
with the
out
flow.
to listen to it. You can just embrace the moment.
Exactly, yeah, for real. Yeah, people are
yeah,
funny that way.
yeah. I mean, you literally had like people who thought, but unironically, the exact things that Uncle Sam was saying, like,
It's
you know, too
too
ghetto,
ghetto.
too,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know. Yeah, I had the same thought. Also, this isn't really a thought, but in response to the person in the other server whose grandpa said that, um, I replied with a screenshot of some of the lyrics from TV Off. Because in TV Off he says, "This is not a song, this is a revelation, how to get a N-word gone." And
yeah,
it was funny because I was like, I sent that, and he was like, "We both had the same thought." And I was like, "Yes." But yeah, fun stuff for sure. Cool. That's probably like 30 minutes. Yeah, just over 30 minutes. I'm content with
Oh, hell
that. How do
yeah.
you guys feel?
I'm
yeah.
chilling.
Feels good to me.
Nice. Cool. Well, yeah. In conclusion, yeah, I don't know, fucking KDOT supremacy. Um,
For real.
yeah,
Yeah, just
fucking
enjoy it because he's gonna disappear for like 10 years
I
now.
know, dude, for real. Oh my
But
God.
just like what just like an absolute like generational run, and he wasn't even planning this. It just
I
like
know. Just
people just
lined
coming
up.
at him. But yeah, and it just leads from having the biggest song of 2024 to winning Grammys, and then like
The
literally a
Super
week
Bowl
after the
after
Super
that,
Bowl,
yeah,
like a week apart, is also kind of crazy.
That was like that's an
With yeah,
incredible victory lap right there.
for
with
real.
also with the with that pop out show as well back in June, July, whenever it
Yeah,
was.
is that still online? Because I feel like I should go watch
Um,
that now.
it was, I think it was live on like Amazon Prime or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't
I'm
know.
sure,
I don't.
I'm
Yeah, I don't know where
sure
if it's still there. Yeah,
it's
I'm sure
probably
it's
not
somewhere.
still there. Yeah, I'm sure my partner
It
can
might be
help me
on
find
YouTube
it.
or something.
Yeah, cool. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for hanging out with me and having this chat, you guys. I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah, no
hosting it.
worries.
Yeah. Till next time, I guess. I hope you both have a beautiful
Yeah.
rest of your days.
Yeah,
Y'all
we'll
too.
do we'll review next year's.
Yeah, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like that's a yearly thing.
Oh my God. Depends on who's playing, but we'll see.
I mean, hey,
Maybe
if it's a shitty person, we could just get to shit on them for
that's
30 minutes.
true. That's true. Okay, word. Yeah, we'll keep y'all posted. All right. I'm gonna dip, but have a good one, y'all.
Nice.
You too. See ya.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
See ya. And thanks for watching, everybody.